You can unmute yourself and you can answer to me.
Okay.
So see, I have listed the topics which had to be studied, and here you will see that these topics we have covered. Appreciate the concept of grouping of elements according to their properties, isn't it? Have we done this? Is it complete? Can I put a tick mark here? Yes or no? Check. Periodic law, modern periodic law, and classical periodic law we have seen.
Yes, sir.
Then how atomic number and electronic configuration is related to the position of the elements, that also we have seen.
Yes, sir.
How the name of the elements with atomic number more than
Yes,
100,
sir.
classifying the elements in SPDF blocks,
Yes, sir.
recognize the periodic trends in physical and chemical properties, like how atomic radius varies, how ionization energy varies, how electron affinity varies,
Yes, sir.
atomic radius,
Yes, sir.
ionization energy, electronegativity, and so on. Then compare the reactivity of the elements and correlate it with.
Yes, sir.
Then explain the relationship of ionization energy and metallic property.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you need more explanation on this. Use scientific vocabulary like atomic radius, ionization energy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, and valency of electron. Now, this you have already done, and I had sent you the videos of diagonal relationship, if you remember. I had seen you
Yes, sir. Diagonal.
diagonal relationship. So, Palak Verma, can you define for me what do you mean by diagonal relationship?
Sir, I don't understand.
Okay, all right, that is very good. So I will make you understand once again. So if you take period 2 elements and if you take period 3 elements, period 2 elements are like lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, chlorine, neon, and this is sodium, then magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, and argon. So what happens? These elements are called as diagonally related elements. If you draw a square, say if you join this like a square, what is the relation between lithium and magnesium? They are just like 2 points of diagonal, isn't it, Palak Verma?
Yes, sir.
So as a result, what happens? Whatever decrease in the atomic radius takes place, that much increase takes place downward. As a result, the atomic radius of lithium and magnesium becomes similar. So first point is diagonally related elements have similar atomic size. And since the atomic size is same, so their electronegativity is also similar. Diagonally related elements have similar electronegativity. Now, if any atom will have similar atomic size and electronegativity, obviously their chemical properties will also be same. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So as a result, their chemical properties are also same. Like if you take lithium carbonate and heat it, it will form lithium oxide and CO2 gas will come out. If you take magnesium carbonate, it will form magnesium oxide and CO2 gas will come out. So it shows many such similar properties. Similarly, beryllium and aluminum also shows various similar properties like beryllium chloride, aluminum chloride. Both of them form dimers. Both of them form dimers. Like if you see beryllium and aluminum, ये beryllium और aluminum. See, beryllium forms beryllium chloride, aluminum forms aluminum chloride.
Aluminum chloride.
It also forms dimer, like this is BeCl2. These are lone pair of electrons. This is bond pair of electrons. So two beryllium will come like this. And its electron pair will come here. Its electron pair will come here. In this way, they form a bridge bond. A bridge bond means there is no direct relation between two atoms, beryllium and beryllium. It is bridged. See, it is bridged. That is what is called as bridge bond. There is other name for bridge bond also. The other name for bridge bond is three center and two electron bonds. See, two electrons are forming this bond and there are three centers. Now, if I draw this bond properly, it will look like a banana. So it is also called as banana bond. Similar is the case with aluminum chloride. If you see AlCl3, it gives electron here, it gives electron here, and it forms a bridge bond. So this is diagonal relationship. Am I clear now? If I am clear,
Yes, sir.
okay. If it is not clear, then also tell me. And at 8 p.m. I will come for the extra class too. For a few days I was busy in some system setup. How many are present? I want to make one class monitor in my chemistry class. Who would like to become class monitor? Navjot Singh? Navodit Singh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Navodit Singh, I am assigning you the class monitorship of chemistry class. So you will tell me how many are present and if there is anybody who is not from the class and is entering. Okay?
Okay, sir.
And whatever is there, like if students are not able to understand and if they are not saying, so please find that out and tell me. And I will be there in the extra class also, because without extra class, completing syllabus of class 11th is difficult. How many are present? I can't see the counts. All right. 16.
14.
I can see
15.
16 I can see, but 20 were there earlier. 4 have left. Okay. So I am recording this video also. So all the names are seen. And today's date will also be there. So it is difficult for you all to skip. See, all names are seen. Also make your profile name with your name, not with your parents' name. Okay. Ghazal, Kalair, Parv, Sajjal, Vedant, Kanishka, Pari, Nikita, Madhusudan, Palak, Ansul, Pari. Okay. Gaurang Bhatnagar, Raghuvir, Kausal, Bhumi. Hope I have named everyone. Now next, we will see anomalous properties. Anomalous properties means although although all atoms of the same group is supposed to have similar physical and chemical properties. But the first atom of every group, the first atom of any group has some properties which are different from rest of the elements in the same group. They have many similar properties, but one property will be, or two property or three property, some property will be there which will be different from rest of the atoms in the group. Like if you see nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth, each of these has 2s2, 2p3, 3s2, 3p3, 4s2, 4p3. Likewise, it has all has ns2, np3 configuration. But you will see that nitrogen forms nitrogen-nitrogen triple bond, but phosphorus forms p4 molecule. So this nitrogen-nitrogen triple bond formation is due to p-pi-p-pi bonding. What is p-pi-p-pi bonding? But you will find that nitrogen has p orbitals and 1 electrons are like unpaired, so they form one sigma bond. They also have py and they have pz orbital. This is py, this is pz. So when head-on overlapping of orbital takes place, head-on overlapping means like this. Then strong bond is formed. Strong bond is formed. But when lateral overlapping takes place, that means they get inclined towards each other a little bit, then weak pi bond is formed. So this pi bond is called as a weak bond and sigma bond is strong bond. Sigma bond is formed due to head-on overlapping. It is called as head-on overlapping. And this is taking place by lateral overlapping. Lateral, sidewise. Can you see my hand in the camera? Madhusudan, can you see my hand in my camera?
Yes, sir.
Now see, I am taking these three fingers. So this middle finger or this finger which is there in the mid, if it bonds like this, comes close like this. So it will be very strong, see, strongly bonded. But these two will not be able to bond it, isn't it? Can I intertwine it? I cannot intertwine it. So they will form lateral bonding. This is one p pi, this is another p pi. So p pi bonding. Alright, this is sigma bond, strong bond. This is one pi bond, py, and this is one pz. Okay. So in this way, nitrogen being smaller atom, so their p orbital can come close to each other. Their p orbital can come close to each other, and they can form p pi bonding. But since p orbitals are very big atoms, so their orbitals are also far away. Their orbitals are also far away. In case of phosphorus atoms, their p orbitals are so far away that the adjacent phosphorus atom can only form bond with it. So as a result, it forms a P4 kind of a structure or a polymer of that. N times of it. So there are many other anomalous properties of nitrogen, like nitrogen is a gas, whereas rest of the elements in the group are solid. Nitrogen is inert gas. Nitrogen is inert gas due to strong p-pi bonding. So it is inert gas, whereas this is highly reactive. Arsenic is highly poisonous. Phosphorus can form PCl5 because yes, you can go for physics class now. Your physics class might have started. So I will be continuing this with in the evening extra class. I will continue with this. Hope you have understood anomalous property by now, because previous video was also shared. Thank you for coming. See you again at 8 p.m. tonight.